Veterans, if you've got a C&P exam coming up, you already had one, or you know you're going to have one in the future, this video is critical for you. Today I'm going to be breaking down the 10 most common mistakes veterans make before, during, and even after C&P exams, and I'm going to help you understand how to win your fight the right way. Let's start off with number 10, and this one's an easy one, but you'd be surprised how many veterans don't do this. They don't confirm what the exam is for. Going in blind sets you behind from the get-go, right? Just remember that, going in blind sets you behind. You can call that contractor, you can look at the document, and even if you have it on the document, I would still call the contractor and confirm what that exam is for. The exam for TBI and the exam for a dental condition are going to be completely different, and you're going to want to know how to speak to each of those specifically, and you're going to want to be prepared. Now, the other problem is that a lot of exams will be combined. What is likely to happen is that the doctor is going to assess one or two of those conditions, or maybe only one, ask you some questions and completely ignore the other ones because they thought you walked fine, you bent over fine. They didn't see the need to examine you further, so they're just going to say no findings. That right there means you just threw away 6 of your claims. It means you just threw away 6 months of everything you've been doing and waiting for this decision, all to get a denial that could have been prevented in the first place by knowing what exam you're walking into. This is critical. Call the contractor, call the examiner, understand what you're walking into, and be prepared accordingly. We're going to show you how coming up. Number 9 is going into your C&P exam without doing the DBQ preparation homework. You can access the Veterans Knowledge Base, which we've got linked down here below, and then you can also go through there as you're seeing in this ding dong chimichurri. Now you can use the Veterans Knowledge Base like we're showing right here, where you can actually look at the DBQ for the disability that you're going to have examined. Now, why does the DBQ matter, you might ask yourself? Well, the DBQ, it's not an option. It's what they're contracted to do by the federal government. So when you look at the DBQ and you understand they completely didn't ask me like half of these things, even though I indicated that there was issues, that right there tells you that you just had a bad C&P exam. And you know what you can do? You can call the VA the second you leave that office and say, hey, this examiner, I just left the office. They didn't ask me anything that was on the DBQ for this. And you know what the VA will do? They'll say, damn, that's crazy. We'll get you another C&P exam. So let's move on to number 8. Don't be late. You have to understand, these firms, they're government contractors, right? And what does a government contractor do? They do the minimum required work. If you show up late, they still get to bill the VA and they don't have to do the work, and they know the VA is going to contract them again to go do it again. So why would they help you? So protect yourself, show up early, be on time at minimum, and be prepared, right? Know what you're going into, and don't miss the C&P exam, for God's sake. Oh boy, number 7 is a doozy, and it might just be one of my favorites. The amount of people out there that think getting a private DBQ or an independent medical opinion means they can skip the C&P exam and have good results. I got another thing coming for you. There's news, right? Between the bad actors in the space that have been sending vets to docs that aren't real docs, the docs that are having people who aren't real docs do the exams at no fault of the veterans, and in general, the VA having little to no confidence in the fact that private medical practitioners can thoroughly review service records and understand them. It's a mess. The VA is not going to argue with their own doctors. They're going to take what their own doctors state as fact because they own the contract. So that just means understand what you're walking into, and you understand how to describe your symptoms in a way that the VA understands and will relate to, according to the schedule ratings. Veterans, we're almost halfway through our list, and it's a great time to remind you that that means we're at number 6. What do I mean by number 6? I mean being too tough. We're tough. You've got a higher than normal pain tolerance. What is a 5 to you might be a 8 to someone else. I'm talking on the pain scale, not the women you see at the bar, especially you Marines out there. When it comes to range of motion pain testing, right? One of the biggest things that veterans mess up is their elbow will hurt if they go from here to here. That's where it starts to hurt, but they can move it all the way to here, right? Well, guess what? When you're in that C&P exam, if your elbow starts to hurt here, you need to pause and tell that doctor, it starts to hurt when I go here. I'm in constant pain between these motion ranges right here, and it's unbearable, it's unsustainable for me to keep it out here. If that range of motion is not something you can sustain for a workday, if it's not something you can keep doing, right? If it limits what jobs you can have in general, then guess what? You need to communicate that. We need to talk about how often they occur, the effect that they have. Are you bedridden? Can you not move your right leg? Whatever it is. And then we need to talk about the duration, right? Frequency affects duration. Think, Fed, blame the Fed. Frequency affects duration. Veterans, if you're enjoying this video and you wish you could just sit down with me and ask me questions directly, well, I've got some good news for you. Every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central, I'm live here on our channel, and all you have to do is subscribe. You can ask me questions, engage in the chat. I might even give you a phone call. We're excited to interact with you and help you get the rating you deserve and build the life you deserve. And even better, we usually pick a winner for some VetClaims swag. Some of our shirts are pretty damn funny, so subscribe here. Number 5, what happens when you've got a range of motion C&P exam and the C&P examiner doesn't use the geniometer, goniometer, gyniometer? I don't know what the hell you pronounce it as. And yes, I've got a degree in nursing, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. When they don't pull out the protractor looking thing, what do? You tell them. Aren't you supposed to use the protractor to measure the range of motion, right? But here's the other side of this, and I'm just gonna be very blunt with you and tell you the things that no one else is actually gonna tell you. If you correct a doctor in an exam, their ego is probably not gonna like it. So what does that mean? It means you're probably better off not correcting the doctor, letting the examiner do the improper C&P exam, and then calling the VA the second you get out of the office. Number 4, and this is one of the things that we see people get themselves in trouble with the most. It's a big one. Ready? Don't exaggerate. Don't. You don't need to. Don't be theatrical. These doctors see nothing but veterans all day, every single day. If you're trying to act like your knee is so hurt that you have no range of motion and you need, the highest rating for it, and it's not factual, I gotta tell you, there's a good chance that earlier that day or the day prior, that same doctor dealt with a veteran who had been shot through the knee or taken shrapnel to the knee or some crazy airborne injury, whatever it is, and they actually had that injury. And so they have a very fresh frame of reference on what that injury looks like and how it manifests and how it affects the individual who has it. So don't exaggerate, be real to yourself, communicate accurately, and give the right details when it comes to how your symptoms are manifesting and how your disabilities are affecting you. Number 3, mental health C&P exam downplaying. When it comes to mental health claims, so many veterans downplay the effect it actually has on their life. Veteran to veteran, man to man, man to woman, whoever you may be watching this, I want you to really, really hear me out here and take to heart what I'm saying, because if it doesn't help you directly, it will help another veteran directly. One of the clearest forms of depression that I've seen, especially among veterans, it manifests as them not taking care of themselves. They need to know that they should communicate that to the C&P examiner. And then let's dig into the other part that veterans downplay the most often when it comes to mental health C&P exams. That's the effect it has on your work. Do you have friends? Do you fit in? Or do you isolate? Most of my life, prior to starting a company full of other veterans, this was me. My PTSD manifested in some weird ways, man. I too failed to take care of myself for much time. I didn't think I was worth living for, but I thought my dog was. In your case, if you're isolating, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you notice these things, talk about them in your C&P exam, please. Take it serious. And if you need help, we're here for you. On to number 2, right? And I'm not talking about constipation. The C&P examiners aren't there to help you. And what do I mean by this? I cannot tell you how frustrating and sad it is when veterans work so hard to gather evidence, right? Gather things that support their claim, whether it be a picture of a truck they're blown up in, buddy statements, buddy letters, so on and so forth. And they hand these to the C&P examiner, counting on the fact that the C&P examiner will upload them and submit them with the C&P exam results, with the DBQ. 90% of the time, this happens 0% of the time. Even if you submitted your claim by mail or through a VSO or through whatever fashion possible, even if you faxed it to them, if you log in and go to the VA's Quick Submit portal, you upload a document, it'll automatically be attached to whatever open claim is open at that time. Veterans, I want to take a second to say, if you are stuck in stage 5 or you're wondering what you can do to make that move quicker, I need you to watch this video right here. You'll have all the answers you need. We're going to finish out strong here. Drum roll. Number 1. The most damning thing a veteran can do before, during, or after a C&P exam, do you want to guess what it is? The answer is doing nothing after a bad C&P exam. I need you to understand and take it to heart that if you have a bad C&P exam, you address it immediately. Tell the VA, I'm literally calling you from the parking lot. I had the meeting at this time. We've personally seen veterans go to an appointment for 5 5 different musculoskeletal injuries, right? Things that require ordering of offsite imagery, things that, 5 different things that require the use of the goniometer, whatever. And that exam will last 30 minutes. It's like, I can't even talk to my doctor about my current vitals in 30 minutes, bro. Well, I would call the VA from the parking lot and I'd tell them like, hey, this exam started at this time. I just took a picture with my phone. I'm outside of there right now. They ended the appointment, said I was good to go. I'm 30 minutes in. There's no way that they accurately and thoroughly assessed the things that I've claimed. This exam is faulty and this examiner's piss poor. If you call the VA and you tell them that, I guarantee you they will schedule you a new C&P exam and not with the same provider. You're also protecting other veterans from being hurt and having their time wasted by that examiner. Now, if this video has added value to you, if it's made you laugh, made you smile, if it's taught you something, if you think it would add value to other veterans, please, my only ask of you is to like, share, and subscribe. Help us reach more and more veterans so that they can get the rating they deserve and they can build the life that they endeavor to live. That is my mission. My name is Lucas Siminer. I'm the CEO and founder of VetClaims.ai, America's fastest growing claim service firm.